The Indiana Pacers defeated the New York Knicks 138 to 135. And I had to say, this was an amazing game. It was a thrilling finish. If you're a Knicks fan, this gave you a heart attack, just the way your team finished this game. To me, it was just surreal how the Knicks threw away this game. They choked it away. I definitely felt that. They wasted two great games by Cat and Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson had 43 points on 15 of 25 shooting, and Cat had 35 points on 11 of 17 shooting. Both teams really shot hot from the beginning of the game. I remember for the first 6 minutes, I think the Pacers were shooting like 100% from the field. The Knicks were also shooting a high percentage. Eventually, the Knicks would take the lead. I think towards the end of the second quarter or midway towards the end of the second quarter, they would take the lead. And then they would have the lead for most of the game. And it looked like it was in the Knicks' control this game when Jalen Brunson got his fifth foul. I'm trying to remember the score. It was like 94-92. And then the Knicks went on a ridiculous 14-0 run. And they were up like 108 to 92. And you're thinking, all right, the Knicks are going to win this game. They're up by 16 points with several minutes left. And then what happened next was Nesmith, I forget his name, Naismith. He hit a bunch of threes. He was just catching fire out of a NBA 2K. His game sliders were just on super hot. He was hitting every three he tossed up, and that allowed the Pacers to get back into this game and eventually force overtime. But I felt the Knicks really threw away the game in the final, I would say the final 2 minutes or final minute of the game, that they just mishandled the ball, made stupid decisions. But I thought Cat and OG not making their free throws towards the end of the game with a minute left kept the door open for the Pacers to win. If they had made both of their free throws instead of splitting, if just even one of them just made both instead of splitting, the Knicks would have won the game. There would have been no way for the Pacers to force overtime. What really got to me was when there was 34 seconds left in the game and the Knicks are up by 5 in the fourth quarter. I'm thinking in my mind, waste the 24 seconds. Even if you get a shot clock violation, that is fine. Just waste the damn shot clock, run it down. And if you get a shot clock violation, so be it. But they might foul out of desperation. And I felt the Knicks stupidly rushed the shot in that situation. I think it was a bobbled up play by Brunson in which he was trying to pass it to, I forget who, but they just fumbled the pass, I believe, in that situation. I'm just trying to remember what happened. Someone turned it over. That's all I remember in that situation. But yeah, it was a play that they lost on a challenge. I think they called it off of OG. Yeah, it was to OG, and it was just a fumble. Why do you do that? All you had to do is waste the shot clock, and you probably win this game. Pacers probably get desperate and they foul you. You didn't have to, rush in this situation. To me, that was just really stupid. It made no sense. And the game obviously went to overtime by Tyrese Haliburton hitting a shot to force overtime. And he did the Reggie Miller choke gesture that was made famous 30 years ago because he thought he had hit the game-winning three, but it was ruled a 2. So, yeah, he's trying to be this villain now. And then it went to overtime, and to me, that was disastrous. There's one thing I would say is that in overtime, I think Brunson got his shot goaltended by Miles Turner. They should have called that. I hate when the refs screw up on those types of plays. I think that was unfair to the Knicks. They got screwed over. Granted, some people can say at the end, Toppin deserved to and one, but I thought the the no call for the goaltend was huge for the Knicks, and it swung the momentum back to the Pacers. Had they called a goaltend, the Knicks go up by 6 instead of being up by 4, and then I believe it was like Nembhard hit a 3 that cut it to just 1. So that was a huge swing right there that put the game back into the Pacers' favor, and they ended up winning the game through clutch plays by Tyrese Haliburton, Naismith, Nembhard, Obi Toppin. All those guys were big for them, I would say. Now, I would say what's concerned about the Knicks is in the final few minutes of the fourth quarter, they were having a hard time just inbounding the ball, getting the ball up the court. Jalen Brunson was struggling to get out of these aggressive traps by the Pacers. And even in overtime, that was the case. He was struggling to get through these aggressive traps. Grant, I think Brunson will adjust, but that was concerning. I think that also played a huge role in the Knicks just feeling rushed and making bad decisions. So the Knicks will have to adjust the next game for this. Do I think the series is over? No, I think this probably will still go 6 or 7 games. I still think it could go either way, to be honest. But next game will be interesting. Naismith is a streaky player. He had 30 points, but his season average is 12. The next game, he could just put up just 10 or 12 points. But I would say this, for the Pacers to win the series, they're going to need more out of Miles Turner. They got a solid game from him tonight, but I don't think they'll be able to get away with that every game. And I don't think Naismith is going to score 30 every game. So game 2 will be interesting to see the adjustments the Knicks will do. But I felt they blew a golden opportunity in this game. They choked this game away. They did a terrible job of clock management, terrible job of inbounding the ball, terrible job of just getting the ball up the court in the final few minutes of the fourth quarter and overtime. And that's all I had to say about this.